All right, buckle up, everybody. Get ready for our deep dive into the Fantastic Four. First steps.
This movie's got everybody buzzing, and we've got a mountain of insider info to unpack about the style, the setting, and the cast.
Yeah, the visuals are definitely turning heads.
Definitely.
This isn't going to be your typical dark and brooding superhero movie.
No.
The trailer's showing us a really vibrant, retro-futuristic world.
I noticed that.
Like, seriously, think classic Jack Kirby illustrations, bold colors, those sleek designs.
Oh, totally. It feels like a straight-up tribute to the Silver Age comics, that cool, optimistic vision of the future they had back in the 60s.
Totally. Chrome everything.
Yeah, chrome everything.
It's a risky move, though, right? I mean, most superhero movies these days are going for that super realistic look.
Right.
Do you think this kind of retro vibe is going to work with audiences that are, like, used to something a little more grounded?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, I think going for this retro-futuristic look could be a brilliant move.
Okay.
It instantly makes First Steps stand out from all the other stuff in the MCU. It taps into that nostalgia thing, but also could give us a totally fresh take on these characters.
I see what you mean.
Think about the buzz WandaVision got with all those sitcom throwbacks.
Right.
Shackman's clearly not afraid to mess around with different eras and visual styles.
That's true. And speaking of style, the costumes are causing quite a stir online.
Oh, yeah.
Some people love how comic accurate they are. Others are saying they're a bit too on the nose.
Yeah.
Personally, I think they look incredible, especially the Thing.
Yeah.
Like, they've somehow managed to capture the essence of those original Kirby designs while still making them feel modern.
Totally.
What's your take?
They're definitely a hot topic.
Yeah.
Take Mr. Fantastic's suit.
Okay.
It's not just blue spandex. There are these subtle things that hint at his scientific mind, like circuitry patterns woven into the fabric.
Wow, I didn't even notice that.
Right. And the thing's rocky exterior, it's not just, a monster look. There's like a vulnerability in those cracks and crevices that really shows Ben Grimm's inner turmoil.
Yeah.
It'll be really interesting to see how these details come across on screen.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. The casting.
Oh, yeah.
Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. Vanessa Kirby is the Invisible Woman. I mean, come on, these are heavy hitters.
Big time.
What do you think they're going to bring to these iconic roles?
Well, Pascal, he's got that charisma and the gravitas to totally nail Reed Richards' intellect and leadership.
Yeah.
And after seeing him in The Last of Us, it's clear he can handle those, really layered and emotionally intense roles.
Right.
As for Kirby, her performance as the White Widow in Mission Impossible, that just showed us how she can dominate the screen. She's got this strength and subtlety. It'll be fascinating to see how they portray that whole Reed and Sue dynamic, the scientific partnership mixed with the romantic tension.
Oh, absolutely. And at the helm of this whole thing is Matt Shackman, the mastermind behind WandaVision.
Uh-huh.
That show was like this amazing blend of nostalgia and modern storytelling. What clues do you think we can get from his past work about how he'll handle the Fantastic Four?
WandaVision was like a masterclass in mixing genres and visual styles, like those seamless transitions from classic sitcoms to mind-bending superhero action.
Oh, yeah.
That tells me Shackman's not afraid to play around with tone and visuals, which is perfect for the Fantastic Four.
Oh.
Well, they can go from lighthearted family stuff to full-on cosmic horror in a heartbeat.
True.
And remember that episode in WandaVision where Vision breaks the fourth wall and talks to the audience?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Shackman will sneak some of that meta humor into First Steps, like a nod to the Fantastic Four's long and sometimes messy comic book history.
Ooh, that'd be fun. Okay, now here's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
The movie isn't starting with their origin story.
Oh, wow.
We're dropping right into the action with a team that's already established.
Interesting.
Flashbacks will fill in the blanks.
That's a bold choice.
Right. What do you think of this approach?
I think it's a smart way to get both new and old fans hooked.
Okay.
Newcomers are thrown right into the action, while the hardcore fans are left wondering, how did they get here?
Yeah.
The flashbacks give them a chance to revisit the Fantastic Four's origin story.
Right.
Maybe even from a new angle.
Ooh, interesting.
Like, imagine a flashback from Ben Grimm's perspective, grappling with becoming the Thing.
Oh, wow.
That's a story we haven't really seen explored in depth before.
And speaking of stories, let's talk about the big baddies. We're not dealing with some B-lit villain here. The Fantastic Four are up against Galactus, the planet-eating cosmic entity.
Whoa.
And his herald, the Silver Surfer, played by the phenomenal Ralph Ineson and Julia Garner. This is screaming epic cosmic showdown.
Talk about a formidable opponent.
Yeah.
Galactus isn't just some power-hungry bad guy. He's like a force of nature, driven by this primal need to consume planets.
Wow.
And the Silver Surfer. He's a tragic character, forced to serve Galactus, leading him to these unsuspecting worlds to devour.
That's heavy.
It creates a really interesting moral dilemma for the Fantastic Four.
Okay, yeah.
Is it enough to just defeat Galactus? Or can they reason with a being that operates on such a massive cosmic scale?
Right.
And how does the Silver Surfer, who's often shown sympathy for humanity, fit into their plan?
So it looks like the Fantastic Four First Steps is going to be an absolute roller coaster.
Definitely.
Retro-futuristic setting, comic-accurate costumes, a phenomenal cast, a director known for his innovative storytelling, a fresh take on the origin story, and villains that promise an epic cosmic battle.
Absolutely.
It's a lot to process, but what stands out most to you?
For me, it's the potential for this film to delve into the darker, more philosophical side of the Fantastic Four mythos.
Okay, yeah.
Galactus isn't your average supervillain. He embodies a cosmic force that's beyond our grasp, forcing us to confront our place in the universe, to wrestle with the ethics of power. Will the film embrace this cosmic horror element or go with a more traditional good versus evil narrative? That's the question that's got me hooked. And I think it's something for all of you listening to think about as we eagerly await first steps hitting the big screen.
Me too. I can't wait.